Fall was the first game to introduce customization, and to be honest with you, it was limited. Now, every character in this game has at least 2 costumes: the base costume and alternate one. And when you get to the customization menu, or in the arcade, or whatever you plan, you select your base costume by pressing left punch or right punch. You select your alternate costume by pressing left kick or right kick. Most of the times, because you see some characters, they got 3 costumes, some have 4. Xiaoyu has 5 for whatever reason, but that doesn't really matter because you can only customize the base costume in your first alternate. Depending on the character you pick in their costume, they're all going to have their own unique options. So for example, if I pick Paul's base costume, I went to his hairstyles, you'll see he got the gone flat top, ponytail, and long hair, right? But if I go to his alternate costume and I go through his hairstyles, he instead has a bandana, a helmet, long hair. So the options vary depending on not only the character, but the costume you pick for that character. Now, the drawback to this is the fact that there's just not a lot of options. For the head, face, upper body, and lower body categories, you only get 3 options. Unless you're Roger Jr., then you just get 4, because he's just that guy. And for example, if I go back to Paul right here and I go to his upper body, you'll see he only has crossbow, spiked shoulder pads, and protection amulet. That's it. That's the only 3 options you're going to get. But those 3 options for every category seem to be tailor-made for the character and the vibe they give off. You see what I'm saying? So they took a quality over quantity approach with this game. As for colors, you only get 3 slots, and they only change the color of the outfit in question. You can't change the color of the hair, the accessories you put on them, and you can't change the color of extra costumes either. Which, speaking of, you can't customize the extra costumes at all. Also, if your character even has one, this is the same place you're going to see it. It's going to be a little option that pops up at the very bottom that says extra costume. It's going to be running your pockets. You're going to be in crazy costume debt. And that's because earning gold in this game is just OD hard for no reason. For example, the most gold you can get doing anything in this game is completing Devil Within. And when you do complete it, you get 1 million, but just for the first time. After that, you're cooked. It's over with. Your next best option after that is arcade mode, which every time you complete it with a new character, it's 100,000. After this, though, that's where the grind really starts. That's where your progress and earning gold just starts to slow down. You can replay Devil Within levels, time attack, survival. Listen, I feel like they could have lowered the prices. Maybe an extra costume, 250K. Let's start there. Let's have that be the max. And since we had it, this mask should not cost 500,000. I mean, it was worth it to me, but it still shouldn't have cost that much. But overall, the customization is very limited, and honestly, you should go into it thinking more so to accessorize the characters and change their fits in subtle ways rather than creating a drastically different look. Let's just click on Gen and see what he has to offer. Previously we only had about 4 categories in total that we can really customize: head, glasses, face, other upper body inner, upper body outer, arms, lower body, feet, other head, upper body additional, back, waist right, waist left, or hair base, hair front left, hair front, hair. It's a lot. There's a lot going on here. So in this game, customization goes off of the same concept of every character has their own unique items. But this time, you can equip all the unique items to any of the costumes you want that the character has. It's not locked off behind a certain costume. Speaking of that, every character has about 2 costumes in total. Some have 3, and usually the 3rd costume a character has, you can't customize it unless you want to put an aura around it, which, I mean, if you just got 10 mil, and this time around you don't gotta pay to change the base colors of the costume like you do in Tekken 5. And on top of that, they now offer you different colors in these unique items. Though I should say that there are a few universe items starting to be introduced, just a few. Like, for example, glasses, they're about the same for everybody. Some of them might have like an eye patch. Auras, of course, are also universal, and certain head items you're gonna see. Outside of that, every character got their own exclusive items. Now, even though you have access to all of these options, not every character is going to have the same type of customizable parts. For example, with Anna, she's going to have upper body and lower body parts combined, mainly dresses and whatnot. Roger Jr.'s customization is split with his mom, and he has less options in general. So yeah, more characters going to have more, some going to have less. It is what it is. So in order to show off this customization system in more detail, let's take Kazuya, for example. If I want to throw the ice on him, he can get some, he get some jewelry right fast. Notice how the jewelry is tucked underneath the dress shirt. The inner upper body is already the dress shirt. But for the outer piece, I can throw a vest on top of that, and the fit is just coming together even more. But what if he just left the weapon shop and copped a sledgehammer? What if he had like hella money, like he just farmed Mr. Shakedown? Then he has a Japanese sword on top of the sledgehammer. But like, what if he also had a broadsword on top of that? See, this man is strapped up and iced out. Now there is some limitations to the layering. For example, I used a generic hair base. Because I use this, I can't put a hat on them. Now let's take Paul here, for example, to show off the hair customization. So in order to pull it off, I had to buy the hair base first, which I bought slick back base. After that, I bought a long middle hair part for the left side, and the same for the right side. And then I bought this short straight option for the back. And when you combine all of this, you get the final product of it looking like he has his hair down. Also, shout out to Steve. This costume specifically, he looked like a Jet Set Radio character. He looked like a SSX character. He looked like a low-level street goon from Final Fight. I'll ever play that one Castlevania game where you can play as Alucard. Yeah, there's so much you can do with this customization system. And even though you can make wacky outfits and whatnot, it still kind of fits the character's vibe, similar to how Tekken 5 does it. Now, in order get the money to afford all of this, well, you gotta grind. But it's not as bad as Tekken 5. Like, it's nowhere near as bad. All you gotta do is go to scenario campaign and really